watched a series about Napoleon that was, from a while ago. I guess it was a docudrama about the life of Napoleon. It was really interesting. Napoleon and Josephine and all that. Wow, what a crazy, if all that stuff was true, what a crazy time that was. Anyway, we'll see if we can drum up some other victims, some other participants of the Vintage Dragnet. So, Chris, I'll send it back over to you, and we'll leave some air. KS6CSA, KN6IYC here.
K2LMQ.
KW60.
Yeah, just hand it over to you, so I'm taking one over.
Come again?
Yeah, just handed it over to you there, Charles. Go ahead. KS6CSA, you want the list?
Yeah, why don't you give me a list?
Larry, and then KS6IYC, Bill, S6WHK, and then myself, KS6CSA. So go ahead, Charles.
K2LMQ.
Everyone, this is KW6G, your net control this evening for the Drake West Coast Net. This net meets every Thursday evening on a frequency of 3895 plus or minus QR Mary for an hour or so of discussion, mostly centered around Drake radios, but we talk about anything really. It's not really a hard and fast rule. You don't have to be running Drake radios to check into this net. Just want to join in the conversation. That's all we ask. This evening on frequency we have Larry, KN6IYC. Let's see, Phil, M6WHK. And Greg, KI6CSA. And Paul, K2LMQ, I think I got that right. Anyway, is there anyone else who wants to check into the Drake West Coast Net? This is KW6G. Coming up, please.
KW1NG is here. WA6J West.
Come again, the last person.
Whiskey Alpha 6 Juliet Uniform Sierra.
You got me for a loss, old man. What's your name in QTH?
The name is John. QTH is Claremont, Prairie Mesa, San Diego. WA6JUS.
Okay, WA6JUS, John near San Diego. Okay, and KW1NG, Ken in Alpine, I believe. Anyone else for the Drake West Coast Net? This is KW60. Okay, I got W6YEC. Good evening, George, and WB6MWLJ in Montclair. Anyone else? Hearing no one else, and hopefully I've got this correct in the order. We'll start off with Larry, KN6IYC in Crest, California. Then over to Craig, KI6CSA in San Diego. And then to Phil, N6WHK in La Mesa. And then over to Paul, K2LMQ in Kingman, Arizona. And then number 5 would be Ken, KW1NG in Alpine, California. I believe I have the town right. Then WA6JUS, John, in, I believe, Claremont. And then we'll go to George, W6YEC in Lemon Grove, and then to JWB6MWL in Montclair. Still a little early, but let's get going with round one, and we'll pick anyone else up who wants to join in and put him at the end, and we'll develop the list as we go along. So let's see. The big news here is the heat wave is over. It was only like 80 degrees here today, this afternoon, and it's going to be cool for the weekend. It's not even going to get that high. So fall is here at last. And I guess the heat wave is over in the Bay Area, thank God. Boy, it was 100 degrees here for like a week and a half. It was pretty bad. So got the bathrooms done. Next up, the FYO wants to do windows, so we're going to do that in a couple weeks. And then I'll be broke for a while. No more projects. And no more radios. I can't afford them. So anyway, I have to live with the ones I got. So we're running a ICOM IC7610 driving the Helicraft to KPA 500 linear to the NFIT halfway up about 30 feet. So we'll go in that order that I just mentioned. Hopefully everybody copied. If there's some confusion, go ahead and give me a call when the time comes, and we'll straighten it out. But I think I have the order correct. So go ahead, Larry, lead it off. KN6IYC, and then Larry over to Craig, Craig over to Phil, Phil over to Paul, they're in Kingman, Paul over to Ken, and then Ken over to John, and then John, WA6JUS, John, and then John over to George, W6YEC, and then George over to Jay, and then Jay back to me. So go ahead, Larry. KN6IYC in the group, KW6G, go ahead.
All right, Charles, KW6G, KN6IYC, here in the little community of Crest, California, in the Granite Hills above El Cajon. Well, let's see. Gosh, it cooled off right nicely up here. We were able to squeeze in a little hike just after dinner. Man, what a day we've had with the solar weather. The sun is just continuing to not disappoint as far as being hot on the sunspot cycle. We've got, actually, this is the first time I've seen severe storm written in the geomagnetic storm column, or a solar wind of 633.5 kilometers per second. That's a new one for me. And an A index of 96. Wow. So, yeah, we have a very active sun, and I guess we could be thankful that it is, because if we ever wake up in the morning and that rascal is not there, we're in big trouble. So it's still young and vibrant and doing its thing. And the sunspot number is not disappointing. Kind of a high noise level, but everybody's coming in above it. Charles, you get a great signal. Everyone's so far so good, and all that. My sister and her husband just got back from a trip down south, and they live in Lewistown, Montana. It's right smack in the middle of Montana. So I sent her a text. I said, hey, you guys should be on the lookout for auroras. And they're bombing my phone with pictures right now of the aurora borealis that they're able to see from their neck of the woods. So it's a pretty impressive sight. Man, I wish we could get some down here. But when I was reading the space weather report, they're also calling for the electrification of the Earth in places. Our Earth right now has a higher electrical current going through it than normal. And that actually has a strain on our electrical grid. Anyway, there you go, the space weather report. And tonight I run the TR4, the L4B. I'm listening on the MS4 speaker that's got the AC3 power supply in it, and I'm watching my power flow out on the Swan 2008 watt meter, and looks like I'm having at about 800 watts right now. So there you go. And that's what's happening over here. I better send this to Chris. I've gone long. KI6CSA, Chris picking up from KN6IYC.
Okay, good. I think somebody else wanted to jump in there. Very good, Larry. KN6IYC, KI6CSA, and the growing group. Good to hear everybody. Everybody's coming in pretty good. Charles, I'm hearing you fine. And, thanks on the space weather. That's interesting. I think Tesla was using Earth as a conductor for a lot of his light system. I think it was Tesla that did that. You could run electricity through the Earth or whatever, and the electric companies didn't like it or something, and I don't know the full story exactly, but I think it was Tesla. But, it's interesting. Earth is more electrical now. Let's see, we're on the TR3. It's a 4 Delta microphone, and we're on about 160 watts. And I thought my friend Frank would be getting on here with his new drink setup that he got today. So I guess he got the whole kit and caboodle. So I'm kind of hoping to get on. Maybe he will, so he might get on. So we'll see. Good to hear George. I didn't expect to hear George. He's busy tonight. Usually is on Thursday night. But welcome, George. Glad you're here. Glad you made it. Jay, you're kind of good down here. And, of course, Ted, you're always loud. All loud. everybody's got a good signal. So I don't know about that space weather, Larry. Maybe it's helping us. Maybe the drink it likes the space weather. So let's see. I'll be headed over to Phil and keep it going. So he's probably done with dinner. And see what he has to say. It's 678K. Yeah, 6 DSA.
I'll see if I can find the right film here. Game 6 CSA and 678K. Well, I'm on modern equipment tonight. I had it on, I was playing on it right before the event started. So I decided to go ahead and use it. That way I don't have to let the other stuff warm up for a while. Anyway, everybody is sounding really good. Got a few things done around here today, not a heck of a lot. My back's killing me all day, so I pulled a bunch of tomato plants, got rid of those, and got my gardening area ready for reseeding. Don't think I'm going to put any more vegetables in there. The rats get to them before I do. And I've been killing them off right and left, but I don't seem to get any ahead. So I'm going to put some posies in there, I guess, instead of vegetables this time around. I only got a couple of tomatoes out of this last time. Gave storage a couple of tomatoes, and they'd eat them up before I could get to them. So that's that on that. And everybody is really sounding good. It's checked in so far. And I think I turned it over to Paul, K2LMQ, up there in high country, N6WHK.
Yeah, fine. Fine. Well, this is Paul K2LMQ up in Kingman, Arizona. And good evening to all. Signals seem fine all the way around. And tonight I'm on the TR7 driving the SB220 low power about 500 watts and the inverted V at 75 feet. And again, signals are good. We had a run in town today to do, you know, those trips in town where you do 56 errands and then come home and relax, and that's been the story. We did a bunch of errands in town and now home and relax. So the weather was hot but beautiful. It was like probably in the low 90s, which it's hard to say, but it was beautiful compared to what we've been having for this long summer. That's pretty much it here. Good to hear everybody, and I will toss it over to Ken and see what's doing with him. KW1NG, K2LMQ.
Well, you caught me chomping on my salad. K2LMQ and the group, KW1NG, Ken and Alpine, and we're on the TR4 tonight, barefoot. Peaking about 200 watts out, something like that. Seems to work quite well. Into our 80 meter or 75 meter tune delta loop that has a 1-to-1 SWR on the frequency, so all the rigs love it on this frequency. Very good. Thank you for the space weather there, Larry. That's very interesting. We have such a high space weather. I'm looking at the NOAA page right now. It looks like around 4 o'clock this afternoon we had a pretty good flare, M class, and it's settled off by now. Sorry. Very good conditions. Copying everybody. Paul, you're like 20 over. Larry, you're 30 over. Everybody's at least S9. So, good copy tonight. All right, let's pass it on to John. How's it going out there in Claremont? WA6JUS, KW1NG. Take it away.
KWNT, WA6JUS. Well, we're okay
okay. I remember last time you saw me, Bill was in the car, and she was on her way to the hospital for the next day or so, and she recovered slowly. We recovered by working hard, I guess. And taking care of people we know and went to see and serving the best today just continue with the 60th anniversary of the class of 64 at Point Loma High School. They're having their celebration at the next Saturday today. This was the galaxy 300. And when it was deciding the order, there was a phone call from my rush, so I'm not sure where it goes. Anyway, back to mass control, I suppose, this is WA6JUS.
Yeah, WA6JUS, KW6D. Thank you, John. George is next, W6YEC, and then over to Jay, WB6MWL, KW6G. Net control, go ahead.
All right, let's just write that down, WB6MWL, my friend Jay. Okay, thanks. Very good. Everybody's sounding good. I tuned my TR4 into Phil since they said he was on modern gear. And anyway, so if we're off a little bit, then that's the reason. Anyway, Phil, I'm trusting you as the standard here tonight because you said you're on modern gear. Maybe Charles is too. You sounded pretty good, Charles. Everybody's got good signal. And I was on a telephone call when you first started, Charles. So I was a little slow with getting in here. Chris, you sounded good. Yeah, I don't think, I think probably Frank has to find a place to put that equipment. Probably still in his van. I don't know. He got brought home a lot of stuff from Joe, so we'll see what happens. Two C-lines and the L4B, of course. I don't know if he got two of them or just the one L4B. At any rate, yeah, he's got a handful of stuff now. Anyway, we're doing pretty good. It's been a full day for me. I was in meetings from 10 o'clock this morning until 4 o'clock this afternoon with a lunch break in between. My brother came by and picked me up. We went and had lunch together. And it was really, really good stuff. We had a round table helping pastors, talking to pastors about how to speak to their congregation about voting. A lot of people are nervous about that. They think that you're being political and makes them upset. But they're actually being biblical because voting is a biblical principle. It's not that it talks about voting in the Bible, but it talks about how we're to respond to government. And if we don't respond biblically, there's consequences. So anyway, we spent time talking about that today, globally. What's going on globally. It was quite an interesting time we had together. All right. That's what I was doing today, and got home and, got on the 5 o'clock net. And it was just a few moments late for that. And then came down here. I've got the next couple Thursdays off tonight and next Thursday, I think. Taking a little break on the house group because we have one of our leaders on a trip, ministry trip. Anyway, so I thought I'd get in here tonight. One of my favorite nets that I haven't been participating in too much. We're on the TR4 and the Electro Voice 638 this evening, driving the good old column 3001 for right about 500 watts of signal and the full wave loop up to 40 feet. Anyway, it's just been busy around here. Lots of stuff going on. Becky's trying to clear out some of her furniture. We got her shed all built, so she's going to be moving stuff into the shed, get rid of the canopy we have out front. That'll clean up the front of our house for certain. It won't empty the garage. It'll clean up the front of the house, the driveway and all that. anyway, so that's, she's got a big thing going this weekend out there at the place she sells her furniture, her wares. So she'll be hauling furniture out there tomorrow, and then all day Saturday she'll be out there doing her sales thing. And I'm looking, I got to put together a team to help me clean some things up around here. I'm waiting on my amplifier, my Gentron 2500, MLA 2500 to get done. I had taken that up to Orange County for repairs to an amplifier place with Phil's amplifier, and Phil got his back, and we have two other amplifiers up there, my Gentron and an Alpha. And so I'm going to let him fix it, then I'm going to sell the Gentron, I think. It'll be completely recapped and putting out 1,500 watts or more. You know, it's capable of putting out about 2,000, so it's able to go over legal limit. So that it gives you room to spare, actually. I'll probably be putting that on the market. And I'm looking, I'm trying to figure out how to maybe pick up a solid state for my 7300 so that I could be like Bill and be able to switch my bands with the amplifier and switch antennas. Bill's amp is working great now, and so it would really help me with my remote operation to have an amplifier that's switchable with the 7300. And there's a number of amps that will do that, actually. So I'm thinking about one particular amp that one of our comrades, you know, compadres have, and he wants to sell. But I don't know that I want to spend the money he's asking. So at any rate, that's what's been going on over here. Let me shoot it back up to you, Charles, see if there's anybody else who wants to check into the drink net tonight. Thanks for taking the net. KW6G, W6YC.
And K6LGL.
Okay, we got you, Skip. That's KW6G. Thank you, George. You're 5 and 9 here plus this evening. It actually goes to Jay, WB6MWL. And then Jay, pass it over to Skip, who just checked in, K6LGO. And then Skip, if you'll pass it back to me, we'll start round 2 then and find out if anyone else wants to check in. So go ahead, Jay, WB6MWL in the group, KW6G.
Sorry about that, Jay. I did have it written down, but I wasn't looking at my paper, and so it got by me. Forgive me. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem, George. I've done that myself. I think I did that on the Dragnet to Ron. I turned it to something that was supposed to go to him, and I turned it to somebody else. So, anyway, good to hear everybody. George, you're 30 over here. Got a beautiful signal. And, yeah, fine on that MLA 2500. My cousin that passed away had one of those. It's a beautiful amplifier. I think that's probably the best one that Gentron ever made. I don't know if you can get those tubes for it anymore or not, but they were, I think it used an 8875, something like that. But yeah, that's a beautiful amp. Anyway, good to hear everybody. We were busy here too today. We had a lot of things going on, so I'm expecting somebody to bring me over some food here. I didn't even have a chance to eat dinner yet, so if she shows up, I will not come back again. That's for sure. She's supposed to be going to surprise me, so I don't know what she's bringing. So, anyway, let me turn it over to Skip, and then he can turn it back, and if I don't come back on the second round, you'll know I'm eating. K6LGL, WB6MWL.
Oh, thank you very much, Jay, WB6MWL. And the Dragnet is 6LGL. Well, I'm sorry I'm late. I just came back from ER. I took a nasty spill. I got a nice bump on the head and some damaged a little bit my right kneecap. So it's going to slow me down for a while. But at least I didn't break anything.
no very serious damage there to the head. And have a nice bump. And probably will have a bit of a headache for a while. So I'm not going to stick around, but I did want to say hello. And so I sort of know what you're going through there, George, with the various afflictions you had. So add me to the list. So I've been pretty lucky, except, just simple normal aging stuff. But I guess my time has come. So for the next couple of days, I'm going to be pretty sore. All right. Over to you there, Charles. I'll tell my 72s I'm not going to stick around for the second round. I just want to sit back and relax. KW6G, K6LGL. Good evening to all.
Yeah, K6LG on the group, KW6G. So you sorry to hear about that, Skip? Yeah, I know what you mean by aging. 70 now. I got arthritis in my left shoulder and my bursitis in my right. I've been going to physical therapy, and earlier this year I had cataract surgery and yada, yada, yada. So best wishes for a speedy recovery. Glad you didn't get hurt too bad, and hopefully everything works out okay. And I'm glad, glad you didn't get hurt real bad. Every once in a while, I take a stool myself. Nothing seriously so far, but as you get older, that risk goes up. That's for sure. Anyway, let's see. Cycle 25. We were talking about space weather and velocities and wind velocity and all that kind of stuff. And with all that hurricane stuff that's been going on lately, all these velocities are spinning around in my head. But I took a little time out from net here when we were talking about that, looked it up. The Solar Flex Index, latest numbers are Solar Flex Index is 216. The A Index is 96, which is sort of the measure how fast things are changing, which is really high. And the K Index is 9 this evening. So northern lights far south are possible, that's for sure. And I think they're seeing them in Virginia this evening. If I remember, a friend of ours texted us earlier this evening with a photo his brother sent him from Virginia, and they got a nice display of red streaks in the sky. Northern lights in Virginia, so that's pretty far south for the northern lights. So the magnetism is all kind of messed up right now. I got an S6 noise level here with the noise cancer on. That discounts all that battery charger crap I get from the neighbor's boat parked in his driveway. I don't know why he charges battery all year long, because he only takes his boat out once or twice a year. I don't know what he's doing. That's his business, not mine. Anyway, I guess someone was talking about how to wash a radio. Also, there's a really good discussion on how to go about that. If you go and you look at Ron Baker, WB4HFN's Drake webpage, he has an entire section about how to refurbish a Drake radio, and he talks about how to wash it. And he shows some progress photos in that discussion, which is, it's been on his website for a long time, about redoing I believe it's a TR4. And it's a really nicely done article that gives you a lot of good pointers on how to, clean tube sockets and how to clean chassis and all that kind of stuff. If you're interested, that's WB4HFN. Just Google it; you'll come right up with it. So before we get started with round two, I'm going to say, is there anyone else who wants to check into the Drake West Coast Net this evening? This is KW6G, your net control for the Drake West Coast Net. Come now, please. Not hearing anyone. I'll give everybody a short signal report, and we'll go with the same order, and I'll repeat that when I get done here with the signal reports. Actually, it's going to be the same order, so yeah, you guys are wondering where you're at. Just got to take a little notice here. Larry, you're 10 over. Craig was 5'7", Phil was 5'9", Paul, K2LMQ was 15 over. He wins the prize this evening for being the loudest, at least here in the Bay Area. And we got Ken at 10 over, KW1NG, and then John, WA6JUS at 5'8". George was 10 over, and Jay was 10 over. So nice signals all the way around. So the propagation is still holding up. But who knows with this coronal mass ejection stuff that's going around, who knows, it's liable to collapse at any time. So let's get started with round two without further ado. We'll start with Larry, and then over to Craig, and then to Phil, and then to Paul, and then to Ken, and then to John, and then to George, and then George over to Jay, and then Jay back to me. Now, if Jay's at dinner doesn't come back, then I'll just pick it up there, George, and we'll start. Well, maybe we'll have a 73 rounder if anyone else wants to stay around that long. So if you feel like saying 73s, by all means, don't worry about bowing out of here early. That's for sure. We don't take offense at that. So go ahead, Larry. You can kick it off. KN6IYC in the group, KW6G.
All right, Charles. KW6G and the fine group this evening on the vintage straight net. Everybody's sounding really good so far. No problem here. Got great signals, and this just sounds like it's pretty good. I think because of the numbers, the ionization numbers we have with the proton flux and the electron flux, that's actually good for our propagation. It's just the other things that take place, and they bring up our noise level. So the noise level's the difference, but our propagation's pretty good tonight, I would say, because even signals that I might normally have a hard time hearing, I'm having no problem whatsoever. So there you go. Well, it's 73 degrees up here now. It looks like it got up to 89 degrees today. That was about as hot as it gets. And then, the other thing about the space weather is we actually had some cracks in Earth's magnetic field that let a lot of this energy leak into our upper ionosphere. And my daughters in Alpine, basically, both Jessica and Rebecca, walked out their doors, and your iPhone is a great way to view the auroras. Something about the phones pick up even when you might not be seeing it so well with the naked eye, the pictures that they take are amazing. So your iPhone is pretty good. So yeah, right here, right now in Descanso and Alpine, they're able to see the northern lights. Jessica took hers. She lives right up at Chocolate Summit. I know, Charles, most people don't know where this is, but anyway, it's in eastern San Diego County, so the auroras are visible from down here. That's how intense they are. So I've got these great pictures from their yards taken with the phone. But my sister's place up in Montana, it's the full show, multicolored dancing lights, all the way from the sky to the ground. It's really a sight to behold. And they say this is not going to peak anytime soon. We're going to go into 2025 before it reaches the solar maximum. So we're in for a pretty wild ride. We posed this question on the morning group. I wonder what kind of effect all this energy has on our weather. Because they want to talk about all kinds of different things that cause climate change. I just wonder how much increased energy from our sun, with all the things that are going on, what kind of effect? I think it could have a huge effect because all that stuff is coming our way. Anyhow, it's just really, really interesting. But let me pass this along. We'll go around again, and I'll send it over to all the way from here, to Bay Park. That's a long shot from here, but Chris, I hope you can hear me. KI6 CSA, please pick it up from KN6 IYC.
Yeah, KN6 IYC, KI6 CSA, Chris down here in Bay Park. Oh, change my name to Craig. That's okay. Just you call me in, just don't call me late for dinner. But interested about space weather, the aurora, all that stuff. Interesting nails outside. So it's a marine layer down here right now. I can hear about it. So you see that. And sorry about kids. So I got it with kids. Sorry about bird for that. Not a whole lot over here, but fuel filter for it, so nobody has a fuel filter. No, you got it. Live on. Anyway, 5 years later, we got it. Got it. Well, 6 years. Have a thought. A lot of stuff in the thought. Brian, other than that, as far as radio, not much. That's the security sort of way on. I need to start working on my test. We'll see the comments on Monday when I'm get back on my No. All right, well, let me hand to Phil. And, as far as watching radio, I always thought you had to use cyanide or water with minerals. You have water full of minerals. I always thought that you should use cyanide they enjoyed my Canada. Let's put WK, treasure hunt,
KI6 CSA and 6WHK. Well, everybody tonight is very good company. From Mexico to Skip who left, everybody has very, very good signal into my QTH. I'm running the loop. This is about 200 to 300, somewhere in that area. That's what we set it up when I got the amp back, and I haven't changed it yet. So I'm just letting it run the way it is. Hopefully it keeps running about that. I haven't found the need to really turn it up any more than that. I work into Australia usually early in the morning, and New Zealand, or a couple of the islands around that area, and I'm still running the same amount of power. So I'm happy with the amp the way it's working. It's sure working a lot better now than when I got it back to my house. And I'll leave that alone. I'm not going to go there. But it is working a lot better now. So, and George is right. What he needs for his station down there. But I think he's going to get one here in the thing on the same order here in the very near future. And I hope he does. like I say, I'm very, very happy with it. The way I've got it set up and everything else. So there you go on that. Like I say, I was working in a few stations this morning. Man, we're not very good during the day. I tried to get on during the day. I did work a little bit on 10 meters, but it was not very good copy, and they didn't copy me well. And I didn't play around on. I did go on 40, and I listened to a couple guys on 40 AM, on Kevin and another gentleman, and they were not very strong. Normally, both of them were really strong into my QTH, but today they were fairly outside. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Paul. Paul, you're very strong. I don't know what you do, but you always have it set up just right. K2LMQ, you got the, you win the prize here at my QTH for signal strength, and 6WHK.
Well, thanks, Bill, and 6WHK, and the gang, K2LMQ, Paul and Kingman. Okay, good copy all the way around, and a pleasure tonight. Nice crew. Bill, I agree with you. Last week, I decided to get on 10 meters for the first time in probably 2 years, and so I got on. I just got on 10 meters, and by golly, just running 60 watts with the FT901DM. I worked a guy in Switzerland, so I was happy to see that, but I've tried 10 a couple of times since then, and it hasn't been that good. So I just kind of shied away from it, worked a little bit of 20, but 95% of my activity is right up here talking to you guys. Okay, and now let's see. Charles, thanks for taking the net. Much appreciated, and a good crew, and everything was great. Skip, if you're listening, I hope you feel better. My whole thing, I guess with the way we're rising in age, we're susceptible to everything. And I've had a good dose of carpal tunnel syndrome lately. And as I say, and I've always said, at 84 years old, I don't want a knife stuck in me unless it's essential. So I'm kind of living with it. But my ex-YL did a research on it and found out that if you put these cold ice packs on your arm, eventually it'll go away. And it was pretty bad, and so every night we're wrapping with a rubber thing around the ice pack on my arm, and by golly, every day it's getting a little better. Today it's excellent, and I feel good with that. Anyway, everybody's good here tonight, and that's the thing. We'll see you guys Saturday, weather permitting, and if not, next Tuesday or whatever. So 73's an absolute pleasure, and it goes to Ken in Alpine. So Kenny, you're up, and you guys have a good weekend. KW1NG, K2LMQ.
Very good. Thank you, Paul. K2LMQ with the group KW1NG. Well, we're winding down here. We're going to sit in and watch a little bit of TV with my wife. And we're tomorrow. And got my taxes all done, so we're going to review them and sign them and take them to the post office. So we seem to go on extension every year. We don't owe anything. We pay pretty much, we're pretty good about paying estimates, and they always give us a little bit of that. Happy to get that burden off my shoulders. And let's see. Tomorrow is stay at home and work day. I don't have to go anywhere. I went to a couple places today to get my blood drawn and go to Costco and have to buy sugar for the birds. We have many hummingbirds and we keep filling them up and they keep drinking it. So we'll do that until they go home over the winter. We'll probably have them another month or two, something like that. And yeah, Skip, I hope you recover soon. My wife did that fall and she got out of bed, fell backwards, hit her head on the nightstand. That was in late February of this year, and it took quite a while to get her back to functioning. So take it easy. Know that it just takes some time, and be gentle on yourself. Definitely get there, and all right, very good. Everybody have a great appreciate Charles taking the net, and Larry kind of rounded up the herd early. Thanks a lot, Charles, and all that. And we'll get going with be good luck to John.
Thank you. WA6JUS. Long day. So I'm listening just in hand. Nothing like that. I'll say temperature. Always good. Why you say WA6JUS?
Okay, John, thanks. WA6JUS, W6YEC, here in Lemon Grove. Copying everybody beautifully. Good night to you there, Paul. Wonderful signal as always. Charles, you're really coming in great tonight. Larry, good to hear you in there this evening. And I'm assuming you're on the TR4. Sounds terrific. No complaints whatsoever. Looks like it's working great for you. You did a good job on that and the FT101 Echo. So we're so happy about it. Anyway, just enjoying the net tonight, listening to everybody. And Skip, I know, signed out, but so sorry, Skip, about the fall. Yeah. Well, you just scraped yourself a little bit, it sounds like. Might have tripped you up a bit. And be careful. That's all I can say is I'm doing my best to be careful. And it's certainly easy to make a misstep and end up on the ground, which is no fun and could be really problematic. So, I agree with what you're saying. Got to be careful. All right. Anyway, thanks for the report up there, Charles. I guess this thing is working. And I've been happy with this setup since I put it together, the TR4, and then above it is the KWM2 for the columnist net, and 30R1 handling the amplification of everything. And just between the toggle switch to get it between the KWM2 and the TR4. So it's all working nicely. The only difference on the KWM2 is I also have a 75A4 hooked up here to the KWM2, so I can use it for my RIT. You know, when guys drift a little bit, I can just tune them in on the A4. So it's fun being able to use that too. And yeah, I'll drink it on here with something, Chris. So I hope you and Elizabeth are doing well. We haven't talked for a while, so I'll have to have a phone call or something. Let's see here. I don't have much else. Nothing on my notes. Oh, very good. Oh, I did make a note. Solar maximum 2025. I think that's what you said, Larry. So that's interesting. And okay, I'm being able to see the southern, the northern lights from out there in Crest. Yep, you got the height and be able to see what's going on the horizon there. And I guess you said your sister
is up north there, and she's got a spectacular view of it. What was it, Montana or Wyoming or something like that, up in that neck of the woods. So, very good. Everybody have a good evening. I'll send my 73s from this side of Lemon Grove, and we'll talk to you guys later. Skip is gone, and Jay, did you get back to the V6NWL, W6YEC?
I guess he went to dinner. Yeah, he's gone. And W6YEC in the group, KW16 at control. Yeah, very good, George. You're still 10 over here. Nice signal. On the solar lights, my daughter-in-law, her parents live in Livermore, which is south of here by maybe, I don't know, 20 miles or so. But their neighbor took a lot of photos of the last Northern Lights show. Oh, I want to say in July or something. And her parents, my daughter-in-law's parents, went out in the evening and looked around. There's nothing going on, and their friends across town sent them these pictures the next day, and a wonderful show, the Northern Lights. So the cell phones do pick up the Northern Lights for whatever reason. I guess because they have probably a higher range of frequency, light frequency they can pick up or something. But anyway, so that's true. Whoever was talking about the cell phones, I think it was Larry talking about how the cell phones can pick up the Northern Lights better than the human eye. So I'm going to go out there and take all the pictures tonight, see what I can see. Anyways, I thank everybody for stopping by this evening. Your continued interest and participation is always appreciated in this net. And thanks to Larry for taking the early. I appreciate it, developing the list, and or Chris, I don't know, somebody developed the list. I give credit to somebody. Anyway, thanks for doing that, and we had a good group this evening again, and great propagation, despite what the indices said it should have been, really. It's kind of amazing. And it's great news that it's not going to peak till 2025, and we all know for a year or more after the peak conditions, they usually continue to be pretty good. So maybe I'll get my 310 or 315 DXCC entities confirmed by that time. Who knows? I had 11 last year. I think I got 7 or 8 already this year, so we're trying. Anyways, you guys take care, and I'll close the net now and say my 73s, and I'll pass it over to anyone who wants to chime in. We'll just have a free format last round for those who are still here and want to pass along their 73s. So take care, everybody. We'll see you next week. This is KW60 closing the net and returning the frequency in normal amateur use, and have an open discussion here. It's a very good evening to everybody.
Great net tonight, everyone. KN6IYC saying 7-3 from Crest, California, and looking forward to the next time.
7-3, gentlemen. It was a pleasure being here on the net with you guys. And next time I'll be on the vintage equipment. As it happens, he's playing on this one 3, and I left it on. 7-3, and 6, Hotel Kilo, clear.
Good night, everybody. W6YEC will be clear also.
Thank you, gentlemen. 73s again. KW60 will be clear in QRT.
All right, everybody have a good rest of the week, and we'll hear some of you guys on the phone. And Kilo, Charlie, Sierra, Alpha, Mission Bay, 7-3.
Yeah, everybody, don't forget Collins is tomorrow, 7 o'clock, that's frequency, and then 7:30, I think, Saturday for the forum. Everybody have a great evening, have a great tomorrow, 7-3s, KW1NG.
All right, Ken, we'll bring our drinks. We'll crash the party with a drink, 7-3.
You certainly can.
KK6L. KK6IRZ. You still around, Jay?